Hello there, folks. My name is Spoonks, and I saw Prey, and it was amazing. Now, going into this movie, much like the film Luck, I was honestly not really expecting to review this movie. I'm sure many of you are surprised to see this video even pop up here, but yeah, I wasn't really sure if I was willing to go check this out. It just, at the time when I first heard it, I was like, okay, they're just going to milk this cash until it's completely dried up, aren't they? But then the more I saw more footage from the trailers and read more about what the film was actually about, I gotta be honest, it kind of warmed up to me. It kind of intrigued me, and I was curious to see how the movie would turn out. And then I heard that the film was actually unbelievably amazing, and I decided to check it out. And let me tell y'all, it actually was kind of amazing. Not unbelievably amazing, but still pretty good. I had a blast with this movie. First off, the story here was really captivating and intriguing. It is on paper a very simple, basic story. It's just another Predator movie, but this time it's set in the 1700s and it's out hunting Native Americans. And yeah, on paper, that doesn't sound too remarkable, but the way it's executed here is really entertaining and quite captivating. I was honestly on the edge of my seat or couch, as that was the way I saw the film. Throughout the majority of the movie, because even though this is a prequel, so we already know pretty much everything we need to know about the Predator in its landscape in this new environment, and the way it was told differently than the other Predator films, it made it a lot more interesting to see how these characters would make it out of this movie alive, and if they were ever going to survive the hunt against the Predator. And I was really invested throughout the majority of the movie. The action in this movie is also really exciting, fun to watch, well shot, well choreographed, and incredibly violent. And I do mean that in the literal sense, not in the way where, like, something like Bullet Train, where it gets over the top ridiculousness in its violence, sometimes to the point where it can be considered cartoonish. It is a very violent, gory movie, but not to the extent where the audience would have to look away or get disgusted. It's just, it goes really out there in terms of its violence and action, and that's what makes it a ton of fun and exciting, as well as the great choreography and just how intense this movie can get. Again, I was sitting on the edge of my couch watching this movie at home, which was in large in part due to the stellar action scenes. The characters in this movie are also really likable and well developed and highly entertaining to watch. You got the main character Naru, who is a very solid protagonist. I loved her arc, and seeing her throughout the course of the movie learn how to use her wits and her advantages against the Predator to outwit it and basically annihilate it in some ways and weaken it throughout the movie. I loved her arc. She was very well developed. Seeing her go through the struggles and turmoils of just hunting in the wilderness while also taking off, this monstrosity of a creature was really entertaining and highly engaging to watch her grow throughout the movie. She also had a great dynamic with her brother, who was highly entertaining as well. They had a very strong dynamic. You really bought their relationship, that they were siblings, and their relationship and dynamic is truly the heart of the film. Seeing them struggle to take on, again, this demon of a creature is something that makes the film a lot more entertaining and highly investing, because you want to see them both survive this. And of course, there's the dog. I don't need to go into any further detail. It's just the dog, and the dog was amazing. And then there's the Predator itself. My goodness, just seeing this creature, this monster basically, back, while not on the big screen, but just seeing it on a screen, just brutally murdering and killing whoever it thinks is the strongest, most intimidating competitor to it was highly entertaining, and seeing it learn to face off these competitors and creatures in such an early stage, because this is a prequel, so this is probably one of the first times they've entered Earth, seeing it take on animals, the Native Americans, and even the colonizers. That's not a spoiler really, because I believe it's in one of the trailers, but seeing it go up against its competitors, its foes, was really entertaining, and again, very violent to watch, which makes him a very solid antagonist. Now, as far as complaints go, I'm going to be honest, I don't have too many. I will say, though, that I did feel that the first act was kinda slow. It is a lot of setup and build up to the inevitable meeting up with the Predator and the main character, and I understood why it took so long. We had to establish our main characters and our big threat, and that was still entertaining, but I don't know. I felt that it took quite some time for the film to, I won't say get good, but to get things going, especially when the rest of the movie flew by as quickly as it did. I was amazed that a blockbuster released now was able to fit the right amount of stuff in it while also being relatively short. Add that to the list of positives. That's something I could have added there, but I digress. Yeah, I just felt that they could have made the inevitable meetup with the threat and the main character a bit more quicker than they did. But overall, not anything too serious, but just a bit of complaint for me. And another issue I had with the film was the addition of the French colonizers. Again, I don't think this is a spoiler because I believe they're in one of the trailers, but I felt their addition wasn't really necessary. It just felt like they added them because they needed more characters for the Predator to brutally murder, and that was fun and exciting and, again, brutally violent, but it just, again, they felt unnecessary, especially as a major threat, because we already have the Predator, and that thing is probably the biggest threat these characters are basically going to go against. We don't need these other French colonizers terrorizing the main characters. But yeah, other than those two pretty much minor complaints I had with this movie, I thoroughly enjoyed Prey. It was honestly the most fun I had watching a movie in quite some time. I can't believe that the two best films I saw this summer were basically sequels to films that came out over 30 years ago. Who would have thought, am I right? But yeah, this film is definitely a worthy addition to the Predator franchise. The story is great, simple, yet executed very well with new ideas and a new way of telling the story. I thought really added to this franchise. Likable characters, including two strong leads and an adorable dog. And the action scenes were great and also incredibly violent. If you guys got Hulu and you are a fan of the original Predator, I think this is definitely something worthy of your time. Please go check it out. Or if you're thinking about getting Hulu and just to see this movie, definitely do that. Or if you know someone who has Hulu, you should probably go over to their house and ask to watch this movie here. It really does suck that the only place you can watch this on is Hulu, as given how this month and maybe even September are probably going to be a bit slower than usual at the box office, I think this movie probably would have done well. The buzz was certainly there, and it's a pretty notable brand IP with the Predator name attached to it. I think this movie probably could have done well, especially with how strong reviews were and apparently with how really good this movie did on Hulu. Disney kind of missed the mark here not putting this in theaters, but oh well. Once again, if you got Hulu or know someone who does have Hulu and you really want to see this, please go check this out. This is definitely worth your time and I highly recommend it. So those were my thoughts on Prey. What did you all think of it if you've seen it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links at the end of the video. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.
'Twas a year ago, November, I went out to hunt some deer on a morning bright and clear. I went and shot the maximum the game laws would allow. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. I was in no mood to trifle. I took down my trusty rifle and went out to stalk my prey. What a haul I made that day.